guys, it's Sophie here at the DanceWear Corner, and today we're going to be talking about how to mentally prepare for a photo shoot. Whether you might be trying something out for the first time or you're a seasoned pro at it, it is always really important to make sure that you are prepared to the best of your ability. This same thought applies to photo shoots. Sometimes we as artists, we can find ourselves in a creative rut where we don't really have a whole lot of ideas coming to us, our creativity is just kind of stuck, and you just might not really be sure what to do. So you take that and you put the pressure of having a camera on you on top of that. Talk about some stress. But don't worry, because we are going to give you some tips and some tricks on how to relieve yourself of some of those worries. A great first step is to find some inspiration for your poses. This will be able to start to get some of those creative juices and ideas flowing and into motion. When you find poses that inspire and move you, try to build off of that and find ways to incorporate them into the environment that you're in. Or vice versa, you can look at the environment that you have in front of you, the surroundings that you are in, and try and think, how can I implement myself into the elements of my surroundings? For example, if you have a really cool tree with all these intricate branches, think, is there a way that I am able to, intertwine myself within that environment and within that point of the photo? Typically, if you have a huge tree, that's typically where your eye goes to. So think, how can I put myself into the tree? How can I do something that's interesting? And just kind of find ways to build off of what you have in front of you and use the nature or use any other props you can to just make it interesting. I always just say, get more creative the better, and that's how you will find, your groove and figure out what's going to work best for you and what's going to photograph the best. Trial and error, that will be a huge part of the process. Another really great way to strike up some inspiration for your poses and your photos is to look at some of your favorite artists, dancers, and models that you look up to and that inspire you. And don't simply try to look at what they're doing and copy it or imitate it, but instead look at and appreciate the artistry that they have in their photos or in their videos, and think, how can you use that to create your own? If you just see one single photo, that could be enough to think, oh my goodness, how can I try something that's completely either the polar opposite, something that's kind of similar that you can just get an idea off of, but it could be enough to just open up a different outlet that you wouldn't have previously thought about, or that you just might not have thought was possible. It's always great to just try and look at the things around you and the people around you to find inspiration from. It is so important to highlight and showcase any strengths that you might have and allow certain images to be a focal point of that. Whether you are a turner, a jumper, an intricate mover, or you have legs for days, it's a really great idea to allow those assets to be shown and seen in your photos. Another really great way to capture some really beautiful moments and movement shots is to improv, or you could even do a favorite section of a group dance, a solo, a duet, a trio, whatever it might be, and you can just see what the photographer is able to capture out of that. You might be able to really capture some beautiful in-between moments where you aren't really thinking that, oh, this is going to be the shot. Once you see it on camera, that might be one of the wow moments you weren't even expecting. So you'll have not only the big wow moment, but also the really beautiful in-between moments that are really beautiful to capture. By routinely putting these ideas to use when getting photo shoot ready, you will be able to discover and find your own groove and what works best for you. We really hope that you find some of these tips and ideas helpful when preparing for your next photo shoot.